Welcome to the first episode of what I hope to be a series of Doctor Who reviews, where I will look at each and every single Doctor Who serial of the series from beginning to end, starting with the original series, though it will jump around a bit as I have watched all the original series up to the Underwater Menace. So I'm going to be mostly going up from there, but I will be going back and reviewing some of the older episodes bit by bit, like with this one, which is the very first episode, The Unearthly Child. Now, this is an interesting episode. This is one that started the entire series. Apparently, there was a pilot that I've never seen that also goes on and shows the series, but this one, I'm only reviewing the one I have. This one's kind of interesting. It starts with a warehouse of some kind, odds and ends, and then there is the TARDIS standing in the middle of it. There's not a lot of going in this episode. A lot of the mythos and whatnot of the Doctor hasn't been set. You get to see the inside of it, the very first trip through time. The characters are set up, but even the Doctor's character is different. This is, of course, William Hartnell, his very first Doctor. And in this one episode, and for the first little while, he's a bit cranky. He's not quite the Doctor you're used to. So if you haven't seen his episode, it might be a bit of a shock to see how he acts. But it's a good episode. It really is. If you're a Doctor Who fan, you should watch the entire series, especially this one. This is the original that tells you about how the Doctor's like. I liked it. It was interesting. Um, no real flaws I found in it. The pacing was a teeny bit slow in places. This is actually the first episode of the first serial where it goes on to the caveman part, but I just wanted to do the very first episode as a test run. I like this episode. This episode, of course, introduces the first three companions of the Doctor, the one who starts on screen before the episode, Susan Foreman, the granddaughter of the Doctor, and the two teachers who are teaching Susan, who are Barbara Wright and Ian Chesterton, who ended up being part of the Doctor's travel for a fair bit. And this is an interesting, you get to meet different characters, you get to see how they are, interact, though there isn't a whole lot of character development just yet, though it is a good episode. I think I'll give this episode a 8 out of 10. It's not a high score and it's not a low score. It's still kind of new. I'm still learning about, it's the very first episode, so it's a good episode, but it doesn't explain a whole lot yet. You're just sort of introduced to the characters and concept of the Doctor. From this point on, more happens and more gets explained slowly. So here's a clip of the episode, and from here I will then go on to review either the Underwater Menace or the rest of this serial. Hope you like it. Let me know if you do or don't. Hopefully this isn't too bad.